A large crowd quickly finds their seats, excited for the stage play based on the popular manga Tokyo Blade. The theater is full of energy as the lights go down, and a deep voice fills the room, getting everyone ready for the show. The narrator introduces the actors, who will play the manga's main characters, including Aqua, Arima, and Akane. Just before the play starts, Aqua tells the audience that everything they're about to see is just a story. Flashback to a week before, on the first day of rehearsals. Aqua and Akane practice a scene together, and they seem so natural that Arima, who is watching, feels a little jealous. She wishes she could be the one acting with Aqua. Even though Aqua and Arima are known as a couple, they stay distant during practice. Aqua avoids looking at Arima and focuses on the other actors as they practice their lines and scenes. Meanwhile, Ruby visits her mother's grave. It's been 4 months since her idol group, Newbie Kamichi, started. They've had a few small concerts, and their live streams have helped them get a loyal online following. Ruby thinks about her brother Aqua's growing fame as an actor. Even though Aqua is getting attention, Ruby knows that acting isn't his real passion. She notices that Aqua always seems focused, like he's searching for something. Even though he seems cold, Aqua has a girlfriend, an actress he started dating on a reality show. Ruby isn't sure if their relationship is real or just for the cameras. Ruby promises her mother that she will one day perform in the big dome arena her mother never could. She vows to work even harder as an idol and asks her mother to watch over her. On the second day of rehearsals, Aqua studies the Tokyo Blade manga. Aqua notices that Arima's character is part of the Shinjuku cluster, which works with the main character, while he and Akane play members of the Shibuya cluster, a rival group connected to a dangerous demon clan. The play is about the fight between these two groups. While Aqua reads, Akane interrupts, teasing him about having only a few scenes with Arima. She jokes about how close Aqua and Arima seemed at a fan event. Aqua brushes it off, saying Arima's strong passion for acting can be too much sometimes. He's happy they don't have many scenes together. Akane sighs, saying how much she loves acting and wishes she could talk about it all day. Aqua stops her, saying that kind of passion is for people who really love acting, which isn't him. Aqua doesn't see acting as something he loves, he sees it as a way to find out what really happened to his mother. He believes Toshiro, the manager of Troupe LALALAI, knows something important about her death. Aqua plans to use his role in the play to get close to Toshiro and find the truth. After a short break, rehearsals start again. The director watches the actors and is impressed, especially with Arima, Aqua, and the LALALAI actors. He looks forward to the big confrontation between Arima and Akane, calling them amazing actors of their time. He praises Arima for how she transforms into her roles and hopes she gives her best performance. Toshiro warns Aqua not to rely too much on Arima. He reminds Aqua that she'll be sharing the spotlight with Taiki, a talented actor who plays the blade. Taiki makes a grand entrance, impressing everyone with his bold style and strong presence. When Arima sees him, she immediately gets into character, and their scene together amazes everyone. Even the producer can't help but admire the LALALAI actors, noting how competitive and determined they are. After rehearsal, Arima and Taiki leave together to grab food. Akane watches them with a mix of respect and worry, wondering how she can be better than Arima. Aqua quietly feels the same way. On the third day of rehearsals, Akane arrives full of energy, ready to give her best performance yet. Taiki asks Arima for help with a difficult word, making his friend laugh and tease him for not figuring it out sooner. Taiki laughs, brushing off Arima's teasing about his mistake, and admits he's never been much of a reader. He prefers watching videos to reading books. Akane watches them laugh together from across the room, feeling a little jealous. Her gaze shifts to Aqua, who sits apart, deep in thought. She wonders why he seems so distant and finds it hard to connect with others. Summoning some courage, Akane walks over to him. But as she gets closer, she notices that Aqua's eyes are on Arima. Annoyed, she asks him, "Are you staring at Arima?" Aqua doesn't deny it. He calmly explains that he's watching how much Arima has grown. She used to be criticized for being too dramatic in her roles, but now she's learned how to balance things and perform well with others. Paired with Taiki, a talented lead actor, she has reached a level that's nearly unbeatable. Aqua turns to Akane, his tone a bit challenging. "If you really want to beat her, you'll need to do better. Keep going as you are, and you won't make it." Akane pouts, a mix of annoyance and playfulness. Sensing her frustration, Aqua softens his tone. "It's not a bad thing," he says. "Even I know I can't compete with talent like theirs." The next day, Akane gets a chance to shine in an important scene. She gives a strong performance, but the director only takes one take before moving on. Later, it's Arima's turn, and the crew encourages her to give it her all. Akane watches, feeling frustrated. She begins to think that her struggles aren't entirely her fault. In the play, her character, Sayaheim, has been changed a lot. In the manga, Sayaheim was a shy, conflicted girl, but in the play, she's now a bold, aggressive fighter to fit the story's shorter format. Akane feels that these changes take away her character's depth but figures the changes were probably approved by the original author. On the 5th day, the scriptwriter Goa arrives, looking stressed. He tells the cast that there were last-minute changes to the script. Akane looks over the updated version and feels uneasy. She talks to Aqua about her concerns over how much the changes stray from the original material. Aqua tells her to speak up, but Akane hesitates. She's worried raising concerns might cause tension among the team. Seeing her hesitation, Aqua takes charge. He talks to Goa, mentioning that Akane has questions about the changes. Akane, a bit flustered but determined, asks Goa why Sayaheim's story was changed so much. Goa admits that while he respects the original story, some changes had to be made to keep the play's pacing fast and interesting for the audience. He explains that turning a manga into a stage play is a balancing act, and while he doesn't like cutting important character moments, it's often necessary. Before Goa can suggest any changes, Tashiru steps in. He argues that focusing too much on Sayaheim would mess up the play's flow. He insists that the changes made to her role are important for making the main story clear for the audience. Left with no choice, Akane reluctantly agrees to accept the changes. Just as the tension settles, a new person arrives, Miss Abiko, the creator of Tokyo Blade. She's shy and quiet, hiding behind her secretary as she greets the team. The production staff quickly shows her clips from the rehearsals, and Abiko praises the actors for their hard work. But then, she drops a bombshell. She wants the entire script rewritten. A flashback shows an important moment leading up to the play. Aqua and Arima meet Melt, a fellow actor they haven't seen since they worked on Sweet Today. Melt admits that his poor performance in that project hurt its success, but he tells them he's improved with the help of Team Kaburaji. Aqua and Arima encourage Melt, and together, they go to meet the play's creative team. In the director's office, Mr. Raida, the project manager, introduces the key team members, the director, Mr. Kin, scriptwriter Goa, and Taiki Himkawa, the famous actor playing Blade. Raida talks about how important it is for them all to work together before leaving for another meeting. As rehearsals continue, Akane greets Aqua with her usual warmth, though she gives Arima a sharp look that doesn't go unnoticed. She thanks Aqua for saving her life before and promises to always support him. Aqua responds with a calm smile, saying he'll let her know if that day ever comes. From the sidelines, Melt teases Aqua and Arima, joking that their bond seems more than just professional. Sensing the tension, Melt quickly takes back his comment, but Arima silences him with a sharp stare. Feeling her glare, Melt backs off fast. Meanwhile, in a hotel lounge nearby, Yuriko, an experienced industry veteran, meets Abiko over drinks. The two talk about the upcoming Tokyo Blade stage adaptation. Abiko invites Yuriko to attend the rehearsals, sharing her worries that the adaptation might not match her vision. Yuriko, knowing how challenging these projects can be, especially with perfectionist creators like Abiko, fears that she might not like the script or actors, and tell the directors to redo everything again. However, she agrees to come and hopes things won't get out of hand. Back to present, the mood changes quickly when Abiko shocks everyone by demanding that the entire script be rewritten. Despite having approved the draft earlier, she now says it's not good enough after watching the rehearsals. She criticizes Goa, saying he doesn't understand her work. She explains that while changing the plot is fine, the characters must stay the same. "They're like my children," she says passionately. Her words sting as she tells Goa he isn't skilled enough to handle the adaptation. Goa tries to defend himself, explaining that he read Tokyo Blade carefully and worked hard to keep its spirit while adapting it for the stage. But his defense only makes Abiko angrier. The tension builds until Yuriko arrives with Raida, the general manager, to step in and calm things down. They take the discussion to the director's office to continue. The cast, shocked by the argument, decides to end the day early. In the director's office, the fight continues. Abiko stands her ground, threatening to withdraw her approval for the adaptation unless the script is fully rewritten and Goa is removed from the project. Overhearing the conversation, Goa feels crushed. He quietly accepts that he's being let go, telling Raida he understands and holds no hard feelings. That night, Goa reflects on the sacrifices he made for the job. He had turned down other opportunities to focus on Tokyo Blade, hoping it would be a career-changing project. Now, with Abiko's harsh criticism echoing in his mind, he feels like all his effort was wasted. The next day, the cast gathers for an update. Director Kin announces that rehearsals will pause until Abiko submits a new script. Akane is frustrated, having been eager to use their limited time wisely, especially for a stage-around production. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe to our channel Weebsphere, and leave a like and comment about Goa's script. Was it perfect? Or a new script is needed?